Follow me, I shall remove your shackles and cast them away.
Oh, so you found the forest people. Well, did they have any Calibus? Ah, I expected as much. So they will tell you in exchange for treasure. Nevertheless, I do not expect Jibara to consent to such terms. I will speak with the chieftain himself. There is no time to waste. We need a decision now. We should go straight to the Hall of Judgment.
So, you say you've ascertained the location of the Calabas? Do you speak the truth? And he really will tell you if you present him with a treasure? If Garai is correct when she says that the demon is the keeper of the forest, then I have a plan. Lord Chieftain, I suspect that the demon of which we speak is the guardian of the divine tree, an incarnation of the forest god. The Calabas must lie at the base of the divine tree, the source of all life. Simply retrieving Calabas will be but a temporary solution for troubles like the recent attack. It would be wise to find the divine tree and then imprison it together with the god of the forest.
If we could just offer some treasure, this would be an easier decision. But Jibara, I wonder about imprisoning the divine tree. Would we be forgiven for such sacrilege? Would that not bring about the second coming of the tragedy of Gehenna Pale?
The path to destruction began long ago, well before the locusts attacked us. What is done cannot be undone, even if the Calabas does solve the problem at hand. It is only a matter of time until the land of peril is swallowed up by the forest. Therefore, we should put an end to our bloody traditions. All that we do is for the future of the people of Cyrus. No, all the people of peril! Lord Chieftain, now is the time for a decision.
You say that it is possible to change the fate of all the people of peril?
My ancestors, the shamans of Gehenna Pale, imprisoned the forest and divided it into 4. It follows that the imprisonment of a god is indeed possible. The knowledge of man opposes the powers of God, and thus the powers of nature. This is not sacrilege. In fact, it is the basic law of nature. Only the strong survive. We have long waited for this day, to truly serve Cyrus. We must find the divine tree and evoke the powers of the Talisman of Imprisonment.
I understand. Well, you have heard, Jibara. We have to thwart the menace of the demons if we are to live with the forest. Such sacrilege. This too may be the nature of the beasts of knowledge. We must take action. Son of the Lion of Peril, Our fate is already in your hands.
I have heard many tales, but it seems that Mammon is as greedy as ever. He will never return to his spirit form acting like that. How foolish she is. You cannot imprison the divine tree. Did you not see the ancient ruins in the forest? Ugh, that ghost of Gehenna Pale. What is she plotting? But if the chieftain so ordered, then we must obey. How foolish she is. Ugh, that ghost. How... Ugh. Her ancestors were alchemists in the ancient kingdom. Her family line has always held the real power in Cyrus, working behind the figurehead image of the chieftains. They have infested the chieftains' families and all the villages of peril. Overconfidence in human intelligence is the trademark of we beasts of knowledge. But it is also fact that without the blessing of knowledge we cannot survive. Man is at times weak, and at times a violent beast. Her ancestors were overconfident, but it is also man. The decisions of the Hall of Judgment are absolute. But it may well be a bloody path which lies before you. You must tread very carefully. The cursed brandings have now spread over Mabu's entire body. The villagers say the brandings will eat away at her very soul, but such is only baseless superstition. The decisions of the Hall of Judgment are absolute. What the brandings actually consume is the heart of those who lay eyes upon them. Do you understand me? You, of all people, must not be led astray. Only with a strong will shall you realize the requiem of souls. The decision. Your mother visits often when you are away. She too is a Nagi woman. She knows better than any of the pain of the brandings. The decisions of... Your mother was touched by the hand of true love. She has been truly blessed. We Nagi women have no freedom to love. All we have is tradition. Thus, enjoying one of life's most basic emotions is often unachievable for us. Perhaps Mabu could have had it easier if she was allowed to grow up around other girls her age. But this too is part of the nature of the Nagi women. We must fulfill our destiny until the coming of the time of gathering. The decision. The cursed brandings have now... The villagers say the brandings will eat away at her very soul. The decision. What the brandings actually consume is the heart of those who lay eyes upon them. You, of all people, must not be let...
Oh, so you gave him the ring? Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I mean, you had no choice, right? Our enemy we love, and for the... Grant us, the beasts of knowledge, the power. Please be careful. You're going to imprison the divine tree? That will calm the minions of the forest? And it will lift the curse of Alcana? I feel something terrible will happen. Please be careful. Your journey into the forest, my purification of minions, it's all for the sake of the village. That's it, isn't it? After all, we're a cocoon master and a Nagi woman. You're going to imprison the divine tree? I feel something. Please. Your journey into... That's it, isn't it? Please.
Did the chieftain really order you to imprison the divine tree? Oh, isn't there another way? I am sure the venerable Jabara has made the right decision, but then again, there is much I needed to teach her, both as her mother-in-law and as a Nagi woman. We talked about things like the Nagi, life, your father and me. I wanted to let her know that there are many ways to express love for one another. But maybe I am just bothering her. Your father and I wanted to protect our love, even if it meant breaking tradition. Can you understand that? There is much we talk, but maybe your father and I, no matter how long I uphold tradition as Cocoon Master and cure much evil in the world, I believe that true purification must also cure the one I love. If Elram is the true God, then the answer must lie in the forest. Once there, I shall unlock the key to true purification and will then return to your side. Those were the last words I heard from your father. Right then, I felt liberated from fate and tradition. For the first time in our lives, we are doing something for just ourselves. I will never perform another purification without your father by my side. I have decided to wait for him. Perhaps you and Mabu will one day find true purification. Live for each other, not for anyone else. I hope you make the right choices, my son. No matter how long I believe that if once those were the last. Right then, I perhaps being a Nagi, I cannot even imagine such a thing. Could mortal men overthrow a god? You know, there is a marsh in the spider forest where Alcana drowned. There stands a huge tree said to be the incarnation of Elram. According to legend, Elram is a mighty tree, but no one has ever laid eyes upon it. I have a bad feeling about this for some reason, so please be careful. You must return safely for Mabu's sake as well. Did the chieftain... I am...
Everyone here has completely changed after the Onibubu attack. It all began when you started going into the forest. Come back some other time if you need a greater weapon. Take care.
Dad, I just gotta stack the firewood for the furnace in the garden, right? Oh! You came by. How was your quest going? As you can see, I made up my mind to start working here. I too can work as hard as you do, buddy. I don't want my mom to be the only one who's gotta deal with my stubborn old man every day.
What? Shut that trap of yours, Mr. Big Mouth! Real men work with their hands, not their tongues!
The entire village is on edge. I wouldn't be surprised if a riot broke out. And with that outrageous talk of offering a sacrifice. At any rate, better keep Mabu and the others indoors. I'll look after them while you're away. You don't have to worry, okay? Who would have guessed that people could be more frightening than demons? The entire village is on edge. I wouldn't be surprised if... And with that outrage...
So many of the adults in the village are caught up in those rumors. They're hopeless. Come back some other time. That's why my foolish son returned home. He was worried about his dear mom. Come back. My silly boy. He's grown up much more than I had realized. Come to think of it, this also started right around the time when you went into the forest. Strange, isn't it? Come back some other time if you... Everyone here has completely changed after the Onibubu attack. It all began when you stopped. So many of the adults in the village are caught up in those rumors. They're hopeless. That's why my foolish son... Come.
The spider forest? Never been there, so I can't tell you nothing. The divine tree's a god, right? Are you sure that's what you should do? It just might end up damning the whole village. Well, Kelmar's finally returned home. Aren't you worried about how worked up the village is getting? It seems like everyone's changed since you've become our cocoon master. People are spreading terrible rumors these days. There's no way your mom can go out and work when people are talking like that. I even heard people say they were going to sacrifice her. Well, I don't think they mean it, but you never know. They seem to be saying worse things every day. At first, I thought they were just letting off steam, but now, I don't know. The spider? The divine tree's a god, right? Well, Kelmar's thought. It seems like everyone's. People are spreading terrible rumors. You never. At first.
What happened? Didn't the forest people divulge anything? The divine tree. It is the earthly form of Elrum, god of the forest. It is said that all in this land began with that tree, but no mortal has ever laid eyes upon it. That is, except for Guy, prophet of the Nagi. It seems the prophet Gi saw the great tree in his dreams. It looked just like a huge tree that had been turned upside down. That is why it is also called the Upside Down Tree. Nagi legend says that their accursed fate shall be released when the dragons of light and darkness appear before the divine tree. Come again anytime. The forest is trembling. It's never been this bad before. I'm afraid something terrible will happen. What? Imprison, you say? Such was Jabara's idea. Impossible. Come. We beasts of knowledge always seem to travel down the same path, to challenge nature and be led down the road to ruin. Driven to pioneer and blaze new trails, yet we inevitably let destruction catch up with us. Come. Life burns brightly and then fades away. The village of Cyrus cannot deny its fate. Come again anytime. Where there is light, there is darkness. Where there is darkness, there is light. The forest holds both answers and mysteries. What happened? Didn't the forest people divulge anything?